Hi y'all, hi everybody, it's Kimberly here. I am fixing to go to work. I'm going to make a quick video on my biggest fears. And I don't know if you can hear my car, it's rattling really bad. Had to turn on the air conditioner, it's still pretty hot around here. I want to say it was a sway bar, but it's rattling while it's idling, so it might be like the cover, I forget what. It's either something to do with the air conditioner or the, what is it, heat. I've had a lot of things happen to my car, so sometimes I can know exactly what's wrong with them. I want to say heat compressor, sensor, something, a cover for the heat. I can't remember. One time that came loose from a car that I was driving. I can't remember what it was. Heat sensor, I don't know. I can't remember. I forget what it's called. Anyway, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I have to have the air conditioner on. It's still pretty hot here. Well, I'm going to do this biggest fears on. Sounds kind of ridiculous, but I'm scared of Bigfoot and things in the woods. Because I'm from Texas and we don't have a whole lot of huge trees, and most of the trees are planted, landscape planted by people who own the property. And I had to deliver to an area of town that has beautiful trees yesterday. I wanted to take a video so bad, but I was in a hurry. I just didn't have time. And those trees are so beautiful in that area. And so being in the woods to me is like a very frightening thing. I've been to New Mexico in Ruidosa, where they have, pretty tall trees and beautiful trees up the mountain, and everything's beautiful there. I would love to live there. But I'm a little scared about what's in the woods. And not just the bears. Sometimes there's people in the woods that, can be questionable, because that's a good hiding place for a lot of people who may not be doing things completely in the law, I want to say, I guess. But yes, I do, I don't want to sound crazy, but, scientists find species of animals and insects every day, new species and insects every single day. There's animals and species of insects and things that we have not even discovered yet. Every day they find new things. And I know that sounds crazy, but I believe in the possibility of it, I'm not going to say that I completely believe they're out there roaming around, raising little colonies of Bigfoots? Bigfoots or big feet? I don't know what the plural is, but whatever. I just think, that all these people who have had sightings of them and have had very scary encounters with them, a lot of these people are very, they haven't had any mental health issues. They've been completely just as normal as can be. A lot of them are famous people that are politicians and, I don't know, well-known people have had encounters. Well, I want to say, I don't know if any famous actors or singers have, but I know that there are politicians and there are very well-off business people that have had no scandals or ridiculous, things in the news about their behavior, and that have held it in for 20 or 30 years because they felt like they would be ridiculed and not taken seriously, and they owned, these companies or businesses, and they didn't want, that to be put upon the business, as a distraction to, cause sales to go down or something like that. And so it's kind of hard not to believe somebody like that in that position, I just don't know. And I'm saying I'm just not completely a believer, but I'm believing in the possibility of it. And these people I remember I saw some interview with this guy he was completely normal, had nothing wrong with him, And he had this encounter with Bigfoot, him and a couple of friends, one or two friends, I think, and they held it in. They didn't tell anybody. And then he broke down. He just had a lot of, I don't want to say depression. He had some kind of, it was eating him up inside, you know. He couldn't hold it in any longer. So, and his wife knew there was something wrong, and she kept begging him to tell her, what is your problem, you know, what's wrong with you? And he finally told her, and she believed him. And once he told that, a lot of the issues he was having, you know, went away. That he was, I don't remember that, I don't think he can, nothing like drugs or alcohol. It was just a lot of anxiety he was having or something like that. And once, you know, he told his story to his wife, he was able to work on those issues. And then he did the interview, so everybody knew it. He outed himself in that respect, that everybody knew about his experience. And he was saying he didn't care what people thought. It was just the holding it in all those years was holding him back from things. You know, and it's hard not to believe somebody like that. And the stories about how the smell and a lot of things that are so similar that I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that there are hundreds of thousands of people across the United States that are making up this story. You know, just especially to be ridiculed and to be treated like, you know, there's something mentally wrong with you. So I don't know. I mean, people didn't believe a lot of other creatures existed until they were captured, you know, and other countries, you know, centuries ago, of, I want to say, explorers that saw these huge, giant animals and went back and told the other country they're from, or the people that financed the trip, they found these animals, but they couldn't capture one, they couldn't bring one over, so they didn't get believed until, you know, years later, until that was able to be done. So you just, I don't know, you don't know. My sisters make fun of me because, you know, I used to really kind of believe in it a lot, but I don't know, I don't believe in UFO. Well, let me take that back. Oh gosh. When I was younger, I used to believe that, well, I still kind of believe that it is kind of ridiculous to think that we are the only, I had a bubble in my mouth. We're the only planet that has any kind of life that is intelligent enough to build things or create, you know, science, or have any kind of intelligence to progress. So, I mean, that just, out of all the millions of planets that are out there, that we would be the only planet with life on it. I just kind of believe that that might be just astronomically incorrect, you know. The odds are that there is life out there, and whether it's actually an amoeba, which is how life starts, you know, or a bacterium or something like that, you know, that is life in the beginning, and that planet may not have evolved yet, you know, so there may be planets in years ahead, 100 years, 1,000 years, that have another race of beings on it. You never know. You don't know. And it is a real threat, you know, to astronauts and scientists, if they do travel in space, that there is bacteria out there. And they take a lot of precaution for it. That is one of the biggest precautions that they take. Because if they were to come in contact with something and bring it to this Earth, it would destroy, you know, we don't know if it would destroy this Earth, but a huge possibility that it could. So, you know, NASA, they actually, you know, have preparation for that, and, you know, they decontaminate, and they do all kinds of stuff, because that is a possibility. You know, they are very, you know, very understanding of that, you know. I mean, they're going to outer space to try to find something, you know. Why would you look for something if you don't believe it's there? So I believe that, you know, if the government and all these other countries, you know, are spending millions and billions of dollars trying to go into outer space for no reason. I don't think it's for no reason. You know, I think there is a possibility they may know a little bit more. You know, I don't think there's a little green man running around, landing on our planet. Some of these UFO stories I think are, completely not true and just made up. And a lot of people do have issues with certain things that have happened to them, and they do feed off of that, for the consolation for whatever happened to them, that this is an explanation, that they use that to explain away whatever happened to them. And so I do feel for people who are in that position, and I'm not going to mock them or do anything to, lessen their issues, but I do think that some of them are made up for money. And I remember, what is the name of that show? I can't remember. It was like, Communion. I saw the movie and I read the book. I was very young and I was into all the UFO stuff and all that. And when I saw the movie, that is what made me really not believe in it, because it was so ludicrous, some of the scenes, that there was one scene where there was like an alien that was behind the dresser, I think. The bed or the dresser? I want to say the dresser. It poked its head out. And there's other scenes in that movie that I just think are, and this is a husband and wife that wrote this book, and they claim that this is all true, that there were little green men running around. The movie showed, shots of, aliens. So that made me not believe a lot of people, because my mind just can't connect to that kind of reality. If that is a reality, I need to see it first. I've got to see the little green men myself, I guess, which I would be terrified, and I'd probably just die of a heart attack right there. So, yes, I'm scared of the woods, scared of Bigfoot. My sister mocked me about it all the time, and truly, if I was in the woods, I saw the Blair Witch. I've seen Deliverance. I've seen a lot of other, oh my gosh, those horror movies with people stuck in the woods. Oh my God. I have actually I love to watch the horror movies like that. They terrify me, but I like to watch them anyway. But, okay. Just tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. This is kind of a subject I don't hardly tell people about, because, people think you're crazy when you talk about stuff like this. But in my mind, I'm very analytical, and I believe in science, and I believe in the possibility. I'm just going to put that out there. Thank you all. Thank you all my subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you.